So hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be doing another movie review. This is of the movie Jurassic World, continuing on with our Jurassic Park movie review series. We're doing Jurassic World, the second and newest installment in the Jurassic Park franchise, released in 2015. It was directed by Colin Trevorrow. It was the new revamp of the series. It's been 14 years since Jurassic Park 3, bringing the series back and making it better than ever. It takes us back to Nublar for the first time since the very first movie in 1993, with a whole brand new park. It's open to the public. People get to see the dinosaurs. Oh, it's just great. I love this movie, and I can't wait to review it here today. So the story basically follows Zach and Gray, a teenage guy and a smaller teenage guy, brothers that go to the park with their Aunt Claire, played by Claire Dearing, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She is like one of the top people in the park. She's kind of like running things, making sure everything's all set, and all that, and so they're going there. But so she's always busy with work, so she hires Zara to kind of take care of them. They go and explore the park, and they do all that, and then Claire's working on stuff. But basically, and then they got Chris Pratt's in the movie, Owen Grady, the badass dude. He does all this great stuff. Basically, the new thing about the movie: one, the park's open to the public, and they have people. It's more high tech, very technological, very modern to the new generation of people that might be getting into this kind of stuff. But it also brings in hybridization. The park is experimenting with a hybrid dinosaur. The park is experimenting with a hybrid dinosaur known as the Indominus Rex, a mixture of the T-Rex, the Velociraptor, and several other ones like Carnotaurus, Majungasaur, basically all of that. So they're experimenting with that. They have it in like the secret little paddock back in the secret little paddock, back in away from all the people and stuff. And it's very big, it's smart and aggressive, so they have to keep it there. Basically, when the paddock's in preparation to be opened to the public, people get to actually see this thing. So Claire brings in Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt, to inspect the paddock. The owner of the park, Simon Masrani, owner of Masrani, the corporation Masrani Industry or whatever, I don't know, who took over the operations with InGen and stuff after John Hammond died, between Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. He suggests to bring in Owen because Owen is the guy that's been working with the Velociraptors, which are also off limits to the public because of their smartness and aggressiveness. The thing is, there's anyone that can, make sure that this paddock is safe and ready to be opened, it's gonna be Owen Grady. So he gets there, and if you first meet Owen, and he gets a little exposition scene with his friend Barry, and then the main antagonist human of the movie, Vic Hoskins. They're doing like a training session with the Raptors and stuff, and Vic is saying like, we gotta get these guys out in the field, they gotta be field tested, we're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. And then Owen's like, no, it's a dangerous situation, we cannot do that. And Barry's going with Owen, and Vic's is like, I will get these raptors in the open field, no matter what it takes. Actually, I'm not quoting the movie, I'm just, it's kind of just a paraphrasing of what went down. But, so then we get into, so after that, we get there's 4 raptors, Blue, Charlie, Echo, and Delta, and they're siblings and stuff, and they get to do all this great stuff, and, and they do some training, and you get to see the raptors in action, in full action. Okay, so then Owen goes to the Indominus Rex paddock, and that is where we find... he's inspecting the paddock, and he's looking for the dinosaur. Like, where's the dino? Where is he? So they have thermal cameras, they can pick up the heat of the dinosaur in the paddock. So the guy clicks it, he's trying to find it. It's gone. Nobody finds out where it is. Owen sees claw marks on the Indominus Rex paddock wall, like the big door that you can open to get in or out of the paddock. And so he finds that and he opens it and he realizes, oh no, this thing climbed out. So Owen and 2 workers go into the paddock to inspect the wall and look for the thing. What happened was the Indominus Rex has camouflaging technique. So she camouflaged herself, hid in the paddock, and ends up killing the first security guard in the paddock, and then the other two get out. But the Indominus is able to get out before the door fully shuts, and the Indominus also escapes, eats the other security guard guy, the fat guy. He can't really run, hides behind a truck, flips the truck and stuff, and Owen escapes. But the Indominus is loose, and this is where everything goes to crap in the movie. Owen's pissed because of the improper techniques and like the underestimation of the power of the Indominus Rex. He's all mad and stuff. It's like, what are you thinking? What's going on? We can't. And so he's like, we gotta fix this situation. We gotta get the Indominus back. Otherwise this park is gonna go into Chapter 11 and we're never gonna reopen and stuff. So they're working to do that. So they send a bunch of workers out after the Indominus. Meanwhile, the park is still open, by the way. They don't even evacuate any of the other places. And so they have to just trying to keep it away from the people. They find the Indominus. Many more ACU units die. As a containment unit. People die. So now Simon has to order the park to be evacuated. Or at least, since they're on an island, you really can't evacuate it that fast. Since they only have 2 ferries to really move people back and forth. So they make everyone go to the main street area of the park. The main street area's got the Innovation Center, which is like the high technological, thing. Kind of like you think of the one in the first movie, but a lot more high tech. Holograms, smart boards, all that stuff. That's also where the lab is. The lab where we find Dr. Henry Wu making his return to Jurassic Park. A bunch of other people are there as well, and a bunch of stuff. And we get a whole cool dialogue scene between Masrani and Dr. Wu about the Indominus Rex right about this time, I believe. Which is a good one. Which is a nice dialogue scene, though. It's kind of boring if you're looking for action, but it is pretty good to talk about how like the Indominus was made and everything else. So it's actually a pretty cool scene. And then we get to the what do we get next? Well, then we go back to Zach and let's talk about like Zach and Gray. Because Zach and Gray during this whole time have really have split away from Zara because Zara's not doing a great job. She's not that great of a caretaker or anything. So they're off on their own. They first go to the T-Rex paddock before all the crap goes down. They go to the T-Rex paddock and then they go to the we get to meet the T-Rex. It's the same T-Rex from the first movie. Rexy returns in a much older age, but she is back, folks. And then they go into this big field full of Triceratops, Apatosaurus, Stegosaur, and a bunch of other animals in the gyrospheres, and these like glass balls that you can ride around in and stuff. Get to ride around in. It's pretty cool. Voiced by Jimmy Fallon himself. That was pretty cool. Zach's like, and so that's when they get the order to evacuate, go back to the main, get out of there. There's danger and stuff. But Zach ignores it and says, we gotta have fun. So they go into a restricted area where they find a herd of Ankylosaur, hang out in there, and that's where they meet the Indominus Rex. Yeah, not too great. The Indominus destroys the gyrosphere. The kids escape after the Indominus and one of the Ankylosaur fight, kills the Ankylosaur, then wrecks the gyrosphere. But they get away, go down a waterfall, and then escape into the wilderness. It's by this point that Claire has now went out and looked for the kids because she tried to reach them and she couldn't do so. Owen is with her, and they are going on an expedition to find the kids and keep track of the Indominus. Meanwhile, we get back to the main portion of the park, and then they go around. Zach and Gray find the old innovation center from the Jurassic Park. They explore there. Dominus comes by, finds them, and so they escape. And Claire and Owen come there as well, and they have to go. And then the Indominus is found by this helicopter led by Simon Masrani, and they shoot at it, miss horribly. Actually, wasn't that great of aim, but. And then the Indominus breaks into the aviary, which holds the pterosaurs, dimorphodons, and pteranodons. They escape, attack the helicopter. Helicopter crashes into the aviary, blows up. Masrani is dead. No more Simon Masrani, sadly. But all the pterosaurs then escape. The Indominus is still alive, and now you got pterosaurs. They wreak havoc on the main street of the park. One pterosaur or dimorphodon? Dimorphodon, I think, picks out Zara, drops her in the lagoon, home of the Mosasaurus. Yep, they got a Mosasaur. That's new too. The aquatic species, Mosasaurus. Still the only aquatic species to be in the Jurassic Park series, as far as we know, in the main movies so far. They're kind of like playing with her, picking her up, throwing her in the water and stuff, and then she's picked up, and then boom, Mosasaur comes up, and takes them both to the bottom of the lagoon. Zara's dead. This is about when Claire and the kids are reunited. Owen's with her too. And anyway, so now we go back to some human sort of stuff. Hoskins, now with Masrani dead, is taking over the operations security, and they're going to get the Raptors ready to go for a field test, which is against what Owen wanted, but with Simon Masrani dead, Vic Hoskins is allowed to come back into the situation. I guess, I don't know. So they are released, but Owen is heavily controlling the Raptors, making sure that they don't turn on them or do something stupid, and so you got all that, and then, yeah, and then they're going to use the Raptors to track down the Indominus Rex. Nobody knows what the Indominus is made of except for the people that made them. They find the Indominus and end up communicating with the Indominus, and the Indominus gets the Raptors to turn on the people. They go on a huge killing spree, killing a bunch of people in that field. They end up shooting the Indominus with a bazooka, knocking it over, but it does not die for some reason. So she's still alive, runs away. One of the Raptors dies. I think Echo also dies during this scene, which is bad. But then what happened? Anyway, then we get a nice chase scene. The Raptors are chasing a like emergency vehicle with Claire and the kids in it. They fend them off, and Owen and them all go back to Main Street. They go into the Innovation Center to find the lab completely abandoned. Actually, a lot of people have left at this point. Everyone's been evacuated from Main Street. Everyone's now like in the docks and stuff in more safe locations. All the workers are evacuating. Wu at this time is also evacuating. He is actually a villain in this movie, working with Vic Hoskins to take DNA embryos off of the island to go to a more secret location. Vic ends up confronting them in the laboratory, telling him what his plan is. He wants to get these more genetic dinosaurs. He wants to make a smaller version of the Indominus to use in war, arm it, and pretty much do anything he wants with it. At this point, he is confronted with a raptor, and is killed. Hoskins is dead. So that kind of foils their plan. Not really. I mean, they still go through with the DNA stealing plan, because they already have a bunch of people on his side still, and no one really knows he's dead. But word does spread around. The four of them are confronted in the Innovation Center, but are able to get out, and then are confronted again in Main Street by the remaining three Raptors. It's about this time that Owen is able to use his Raptor training powers to get the Raptors back on his side. and is able to get him back to nice raptors. This is when the Indominus comes back, trying to get the raptors, keep the raptors on the Indominus' side, but they're like, no, we will not join you. You're mean. They end up going after the Indominus. Indominus ends up killing 2 of them, hurting a 3rd. So now they're kind of cornered. Claire takes off though. She's got a plan. She has a plan, She takes off, and the T-Rex is released. So basically, I'm telling you, there are 2 main people in the ACU center that we should know about. One of them is a girl. I don't know her name. One of them's a guy. I also don't know his name. But the guy, the comedian kind of the thing, he's a big fan of the first park and stuff, He's very hesitant on releasing the T-Rex from Paddock 9. But Claire, is like against him. He's like, damn it, Lowry. Oh, Lowry, that's his name. He's like, damn it, Lowry. Be a man and do something for once in your life. Oh, God. So he releases the Rex, and using a flare, Claire is able to lure the Rex to where the Indominus is. And we get this big Titanic fight against the T-Rex and the Indominus. It looks like the Indominus is going to win. You got the T-Rex pinned on the ground, about to put off the finishing bite. Here comes Blue, coming back out of nowhere. She distracts the Indominus for the T-Rex to get back up, and now it's Blue and the T-Rex versus Indominus, and they get her cornered they get her cornered by the lagoon, And then the Mosasaur comes out, bam, just attacks her, and dragged into the lagoon to never be seen again. For some reason, the Raptor and the T-Rex, Blue and Rexy do not fight. They just split, go their separate ways. Yeah. That's Jurassic World. There's a little scene at the end where Gray and Zach are reunited with their parents, who were going through some hard times together, as do many parents in the Jurassic Park franchise do. Claire and Owen, who have had a previous relationship, so their interactions are kind of, weird and stuff, but they end up getting together and walking off into the sunset. And we end with Rexy going on the helipad and roaring over Jurassic World, now abandoned by humans. That's Jurassic World for you. I left out many points, many good points, many good scenes. I left out some dialogues and stuff that make the movie really good, but I got to some of the good points. But if you want to see the actual movie, I recommend going and watching it. It's my second favorite Jurassic Park movie. Really close to number 1. Jurassic Park is still number 1, but Jurassic World definitely gets a number 2 in my opinion. I give it a 10 out of 10. I definitely recommend going and see it. You don't really need to watch the first 3 in order to see the 4th one, because there's really no canon connection line there. But it does help to go see the first one, especially the first one. Actually, it would help to just see the first one. Instead of the second or the third one, because they take place on Sorna, whereas the first and the 4th one take place on Nublar. But it would be a good idea to go and see it now. It's on DVD. I got it on DVD. You can learn a lot more about it, and stuff, what I said might lead you into it. But I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. It has a lot of... It's really good. I like the idea of the park being open and catastrophe happening, and I like the idea. I like the idea of. I don't really know about the idea of genetic modification. That gets kind of iffy with me, but I do like a lot of the characters. I do like some of the storylines. I like the big battle scene at the end. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie. But I do like the idea. I like the idea of the park being open to the public and people getting to see these dinosaurs in their full attractions. That's something that we didn't get in the first movie, as it was still under development, but I do like that we get to see it here. So yeah, guys, that is my review of Jurassic World, the movie. We got one more movie left, and that is Fallen Kingdom. Will be coming up on the channel here very shortly, very soon, guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!